Hi there, it's Janice Thompson from JazzleDazzleCrafts.com, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator working in Scotland. I've come on to do with the second in the series of items that I'm making to send out with this year's annual catalogue. So take that out from the front there just now. I'm so excited about this catalogue that I'm enclosing a card, a notebook and a tag with it for everyone who asks for a catalogue. So please get in touch if you want me to send one out to you. I'm delighted to send one anywhere in the UK, Austria, Germany, France or the Netherlands. Just get in touch if you want me to send one out. I'd be delighted to be your demonstrator. If you subscribe in the down below, you will be able to see the other videos when they come out, showing you what I've been making to go with the catalogue. As I said in the previous one, I am using the Love What You Do suite to make the gifts and cards that I'm sending out to you. So this time I'm making a card to show you. I'm going to take the catalogue out of the way. I'm so excited about the catalogue, but I can't show you inside of it yet. After the 2nd of June I will be able to, but you can have a copy of that before that if you let me know. I can get one in your hands fairly soon after you let me know. Okay, so I'm just making a little wee gift card to go to everybody, just so that I got an opportunity to say thank you to all my customers. And this is the card that I'm going to use. It's a beautiful day. That's the sentiment here from this. Now the first one I made is in Mint Macaron, which is one of our returning colours that we have had before. We have had it within the time I've been working with Stampin' Up! And I loved it. So it's back with us. I'm delighted to see it. So I'm using the colours along with black. I'm using my Memento black. So for this one that I'm going to show you today, I'm just going to get on with it and show you what I did. So this time I'm going to use Grapefruit Grove. So I have cut a piece of card which is 20 centimetres long by 10 centimetres wide, and then I've scored it on the long side at 10 centimetres and folded it, so it makes a 10 centimetre square card. So not an awfully big card, but it's big enough to say a few words in. Then I've got a piece of black, basic black, and that's cut at 8.5 centimetres. The black contrasts really well with the colours. And then a piece of Whisper White, which we're going to stamp on, which is 8 centimetres squared. So I've kept the measurements. I'm not always a simple measurement girl, but I've kept the measurements for this card really simple and easy to follow. So the card is a 10 centimetre square. The black mat is 8.5 centimetres square, and Whisper White is 8 centimetres square, and they're just, again, it's a quick and easy card to make, something that you could make a fair quantity of quite easily. But I've used all the stamps that I'm using are coming from this gorgeous Love What You Do stamp set. Okay, it does have a nice thank you sentiment as well in it. Some little leaves and blotches, so you could do the flowers and make them look watercolour. So I'm actually just going to use this big watercolour stamp at the back. That's what I've done here to get the colour. Just put the colour stamp on, and then I'm just going to stamp my flower and my sentiment with my Memento black. So here we go. So there's my basic card and my black mat. I'll put them aside until I do my stamping. So I've already mounted up the stamps that I'm going to use today, and I'm going to ink up this watercolour. It does, remembering, lift up like you're just like a compact, mirror compact or a makeup compact. Slide it along so it's nice and sturdy there. Okay, lay it flat, and then I'm just going to ink it up. Whoops. Now you could stamp this off, or you can just use the first generation, and I'm just going to go for the first generation and see what happens. So again, I probably should have had my foam mat, but it's not through here as usual every time when I'm stamping the thing I want. So I might not get the best, but I'm going to stamp on it on the top of it anyway, so I'm sure it'll be fine. So I don't think it's inked up that well in the middle, but I will be stamping over that, so it's not really that, because it is supposed to give a watercolour effect, so it's not an even coverage that you get. Just, you see, I do have a blob in the middle there, but I should have used the foam pad, but do you know what? I actually think that's okay. That's a kind of effect you get with watercolour. It's very uneven. But I'm going to stamp into that anyway with the black memento. I'm going to shut the Grapefruit Grove. Don't like the angle of my camera tonight, but we're just going to have to go with it. So I'm going to do the words first, and then I can kind of fit the flower around that. So there we go. Because this is a felt pad, I have to rub a bit differently, but that's okay. And then I'm going to make sure that my wording is going over the bit where the coverage isn't so good on the ink, and I'm coming over the edge of it as well. It's for my composition. So again, press that time. I'm just giving enough time for the ink to transfer onto the paper. Again, you can be very careful about lining up. There we go. That's a beautiful day. Put that aside, and then I've used the flower that I'm using here, the same as on that card, and I'm just inking that up in the black. Just make sure there's plenty of ink on your stamp, and then I'm just going to make sure that's onto the colour at a kind of jaunty angle, and again press down quite firmly because I've not got these are the photopolymer stamps, and really sometimes better to do that on a foam pad. You know, an upside down mouse mat if you've not got a foam pad. Stampin' Up's Prickin' Mat is perfect for that, but I'm happy with that. Look, that's perfect. And where's the lid of my memento? There we go, before I end up with ink all over me. So there you go. So I'm going to mat that onto my basic black. Remember, if you would like one of these cards along with the new annual catalogue, which is valid all year, we can order from it for a whole year, get in touch. The link will be on my in the description box below. There'll be a link to my blog. There's also a link to my Facebook page, and on my Facebook page there's a shop now button. If you press that, it takes you straight to my shop. There's also a link that takes you directly to my shop in the description box below. But if you want the details of how to make this, then you will get that on if you go to my Facebook page. Oh, sorry, my blog rather, you'll get all my measurements. Trying to fit and tell you too much in one go here, and I'm getting tired, so I'm going to stop filming, and I'll make the bookmark one on a different day tomorrow maybe. So there we go, I'm just centering that. So there you go, a very simple card, two different colourways. This is the Grapefruit Grove and Mint Macaron, and I've showed you in two different types of ink pads. So there you go, and I've used the Memento Black on this, and I think it's really effective. I hope you've enjoyed that, and thanks for listening to me rabbiting on. Please subscribe below. I welcome your comments, and if you want any further directions, get in touch and I'll help you. Thank you very much.